So Ghana has made itself a gateway into African heritage, especially for the people in diaspora, in a way that other major African countries have failed to prioritize, right? And that's the thing about Ghana. And believe me, it nearly took Aisha's speed to prove my point right.
Ghana was the first African country to start the decolonization of Africa. There. Kwame Nkrumah was the first ever African person to start the reunity of Africa. There.
Nigerians, we are loud. We are obnoxious. We are arrogant. We are self-serving. We are some of the most dishonest people in this world. I'm so sorry, but we need to start holding ourselves.
Other African countries are beginning to see the importance of Ghana in Africa. According to this African guy, he's from Liberia. According to him, he said that Ghana should be representing Africa when it comes to cultural diversity and cultural display. You guys, a lot of people are currently reacting to this. This is currently trending. Okay, so we're going to be checking out Nigerians and Ghanaians reacting to this. It is going massive on social media. But before then, do what by liking this video, subscribe and share. Let's check out these videos together.
Okay, so about a month ago, no, actually about 2 months ago, I made the above video, and I'm stitching it again this time because I want to shed some light on some specific African aspect, right? So I made that video claiming that it was actually my opinion, saying that I wanted Africa as general to prioritize Ghanaians' culture and heritage as a symbol, or it should be used as a symbol of African culture's heritage, right? And a lot of people came at me, majorly the major African countries, right? Like the Nigerians and South Africans came at me, claiming their own claims. And one thing they really failed to understand at that point when I was making that video, I had separated myself from that opinion, and I was talking from a point of facts. Right? Why am I saying this? I wasn't talking about Nigerians as people or Ghanaians as people. I was referring to a national representation and cultural stewardship, right, of Africa, right? So Ghana has made itself a gateway into African heritage, especially for the people in diaspora, in a way that other major African countries have failed to prioritize, right? And that's the thing about Ghana. And believe me, it nearly took Aisha's speed to prove my point right. I know there are other countries like Kenya and Ethiopian, they did their best of that, but Ghana stood out, and Ghana is still standing out. And I'm so happy Aisha's speed has proven the whole point here. But next time I want my Ghanaian brothers to, not actually my Ghanaian brothers, but my Nigerian and South African brothers to understand that I wasn't speaking from a point, there was no conflict of interest. Actually, I'm an East African guy, and I speak from a fact of what I see. Now, everybody wants to talk about Ghana, say Ghana this, Ghana that, whatever, online, whatever. I saw these long before these people could see it, and I was talking about it. And that is why I'm stitching this video to say the same fact again. I need Ghanaians to be prioritized, or Ghanaian cultural representation to be prioritized when we are showcasing African culture and heritage. And by the way, they're one of the most peaceful countries in Africa. Trust me, if you don't believe this, go and search it up. And I won't go historically into all these. Oh my God, it's so fucking hot in here. Just have to end this video. But yeah,
Ghana is supposed to be the giant of Africa, but because of their small population, that is the only thing that is depriving Ghana now from being the giant of Africa, because all their sectors, all their systems, they work. So the only thing what Ghana needs now make the government declare that every husband and wife must get minimum of 10 children. Because the only thing what Ghana needs now to become the giant of Africa, now for the people to start to born plenty children. Each family 6, 10, 15. They get born children between now and the next 10 years. Ghana population, all past Nigeria population, then they go carry giant of Africa, give Ghana. Ghanaians, how do you guys see this idea?
Ghana was the first African country to start the decolonization of Africa. There. Kwame Nkrumah was the first ever African person to start the reunity of Africa. There. The Black Stars of Ghana were the first African nation to take the AFCON. There. See, you see this nation called Ghana, everything about them is always them, and them. Ghana, you're too perfect to be real. Guy, una just sweet pass. You guys are too sweet. Vernacular, they have just one vernacular throughout the nation. Damn, no wonder they love to get married to each other. Ghanaians, can you prepare me a wife for me to come pick? Please.
Nigerians are some of the most entitled people you will ever meet. Nigerians are some of the most entitled people you will ever meet in this life. I'm sorry to say it. Somebody has to say it. I'm self-aware. We Nigerians, we are loud. We are obnoxious. We are arrogant. We are self-serving. We are some of the most dishonest people in this world. I'm so sorry, but we need to start holding ourselves and our fellow people accountable, because the way the rest of the world views us is very different to how we view ourselves. And I think I spoke about this in another video I did. It was about Nigerians who have an obsession with their pastors and idol worshipping. But we Nigerians, I hate how we use the word respect, because by default, if somebody is older than you, you must respect them by force, by fire, without question or without reason. And this mentality has forced a lot of young people and a lot of older people to remain silent and to remain in situations where they are being mistreated and where they are being taken advantage of.
Yeah, I don't think Nigeria is able to lead Africa forward. I've come to that sad realization. I'm Nigerian. And while Nigerians are good at many things, very creative, and we're just generally cool people, right? But you see this leadership thing? No. This year, Patrice Lumumba and Julius Malema came to visit. And the gist of their visit was the same. Nigeria, Africa is waiting for you. But you see, if Africa keeps on waiting for Nigeria, we will not move forward. It is time for us to look for leaders that actually exemplify the qualities and values of leadership that will lead us to freedom. Nigerians have a major problem with power. We don't know how to deal with it. We don't know how to be kind. Just kindness is so difficult for us. We're so used to taking advantage of ourselves. So brotherly kindness is just absent here. Wickedness, cruelty is how people get by. How I can one-up you, how I can deceive you so that I can get ahead is how we function here. And people that do that are rewarded. So here, bad is good and good is bad. George Orwell, 1984. So I'll give you a couple instances. There was a little boy that was begging. Begging is very common here. Children begging is atrocious to watch, but it happens. He was begging for money, and I felt so bad. Usually I don't like to give beggars money, but he looked so sad, so I gave him some money. I looked back and he did this. He was making fun of me because apparently once the car drove away, he started to laugh. Basically that he had fooled me into giving him money, and he ran to the group or the family or the group of beggars. He was so proud of himself that he had cheated me. This boy was not more than maybe 6 years old. I was so angry. I thought about going back. I was just like, what am I going to do? But he has learned that if I can deceive you, I'll win. And he was rewarded for it. And it has permeated to every single person here. It is how government treats its citizens, how employers treat employees, how landlords treat tenants, how privileged families treat other members of their families that are not as privileged. It is everywhere. It is how employees are treated at work, the long hours, the notion that I've hired you so I can use you for anything. There's no limit to what I can tell you to do because I have power over you. It's just so bad. And I'll give you another example. There was this lady that we used to work together, and she used to go on bus to work. She used to go enter down for public transport. And then she got a car. And baby girl got a driver. Things were looking up for her. But you know what she said when we were all talking about, we were just talking. An event had just finished and we were all sat down talking. And she said that when her driver does things she doesn't like, she rolls a newspaper and she hits his head with it. Do you see what I'm saying about power? This is someone that used to go boss, that knows what it feels like to not have. Now she has, and look at what she's doing with that power. I don't know. There are several instances of it. I think everybody has instances of this. Just think about how landlords treat their tenants here. It's just pure cruelty. We don't care. Then look at, we won't talk about the government, look at the state of public institutions. Let's look at schools. Start from primary school, secondary school, university. Look at the state of these institutions. Is this the kind of leadership Africa wants for real? Africa really needs to ask herself, is this what you want? Because guess what? This is what you will get. There are good things that are happening here, but there needs to be a real honest look at the person that you're asking to be your leader. Is this what you want? Is this what you want? A country that treats its children like nonsense? Is that what you're looking for? There was a massacre in Lekki. Till date, people still deny it, that it didn't happen. Look at what we did in Biafra. They pretended like it didn't happen, like it didn't really exist. We have not come to a consensus as to the fact that this thing actually happened. Let's mourn as a country. This was a painful event in our history. We just swept it away. Look at what's going on in the north. We're all just going around as if nothing is happening. People are just dying anyhow. We're more concerned about what's going on in Palestine than we are about our own country. We open CNN and be watching CNN. What's your business with CNN? I feel for other people in other countries, and my heart breaks for that. But how have we gotten to a point where we export our own sympathy when at your doorstep is disaster? Do we really think that what's going on up there will not float downstairs? I don't know. And it's just like, it's everything. It's just everything. It's how we're treating Dangote like he's the enemy. What do you mean by monopoly? What is Amazon? Are you complaining about that? Is Amazon not a monopoly? What are people even saying? The guy is giving you, okay, so what if he's a monopoly? He's promising you savings. Your pockets will be light, will be fatter, and you're still fighting. On the day that the plant was inaugurated was the day that Hilda Bassi was attempting her first Guinness World Record. And nobody was really focusing on the inauguration. We're focusing on Hilda Bassi. Please, I don't have anything against Hilda Bassi. Girl is doing what she's got to do, living her own life. It's just how, it just shows you where our mind is at. Like, we're not even thinking about our future. This man is promising independence. He's promising us freedom. Yet, we are looking at somebody that is, what did she even, I don't even remember what she did the first time. Please, once again, I'm not knocking her. Please, Ms. Bassi, I beg, no verso. I'm not even saying, I'm just, like, I don't know. But anyway, I don't think Nigeria is poised. I think that we should find other leaders. Look at the Sahel states. Look at what they've achieved. They've kicked out their oppressors. Nigeria is still dancing with France. We're still playing tente with France. Tinko, Abby. I don't get that. I don't understand it. These are known oppressors. These are known, I don't even know what word to call them. I don't know. I think we should look at other countries. Botswana is a good one. Look at leaders that actually care. When you hear their president speak, he speaks as though he loves his country. He just wants people to be happy. That's what we need. Those are the leaders that we need. Let's stop looking at people's potential. Don't look at their potential. Look at who they are. What are they now? What Nigeria is now cannot move us forward. Maybe in the future, maybe when she deals with her trauma. Because what we need is a permanent reset here. I don't know how that's going to happen. We need to go back to factory settings. We are not able to lead. We cannot lead anybody right now. Let's look at other countries. I beg.
For me, I think Nigeria is not ready to, fix their own country, come to talk of, leading Africa. So that guy actually said a lot of things. He gave points in as much as he said that he got dragged on social media. But at the same time, the truth is bitter. According to him, Ghana should represent Africa because Ghana has different cultural diversity that represents true Africa. What does Nigeria have? This I Show Speed tour to Nigeria have actually exposed a lot of things that Nigeria is hiding. If Nigeria claim they have culture, why is the whole world not seeing that culture in display? It may seem as though the Nigerians are washed out their culture. When it comes to giants of Africa, Nigeria is not contributing any single thing when it comes to African development. Currently, Ghana is leading. From the time of Maria, I wanted to put that historical, talk here when they were deliberating which of the country they will give the giant of Africa. One of the reasons why Nigeria were given giant of Africa was because of the population. When it comes to country that contributes to African development, it was mentioned. The first country that was mentioned during that historical stuff that I watched was Ghana. So, but the reason why they removed the giant of Africa from Ghanaians was because of the population. They said that the population of Nigeria has actually taken its turn to making Nigeria the giant of Africa. But when it comes to country that carries other country along in Africa, leave it for Ghana. Sometime last 2 months ago, President John Dramani Mahama sent some soldiers for Jamaica. He said some things to Sudan when they were having some crisis. What did Nigerian president do? Nigerian president did not do anything. Instead, they were busy traveling to other European countries to go and get loans from them for the development of Nigeria, which Nigerians are still complaining. So as it is at the moment, Nigeria, other African country is being paused because they are waiting for Nigeria. As it is certain that Nigeria cannot carry other African country. Nigeria cannot even carry themselves when it comes to, carrying people along. Come to talk of carrying other African countries. Nigeria currency is one of the smallest in Africa. So how do Nigeria want to carry other African country? For a fact, Ghana should represent Africa. And I understand the reason why a lot of people are currently tagging this in the European ones. Let me know your thoughts on the comment section. Do you really think that what they are saying is true? Let me know that on the comment section. Please do well by liking this video, subscribe and share. Thank you so much. I'll see you on my next one. Bye.